Um, Hello and welcome to the Inner Space Covent Garden talk. Our talk today is Find the Balance, Protect Your Time and Energy. Um, don't you find that it's just too hard to keep a balance whilst trying to juggle it all? There's so many things to do, yet never enough time or energy to do it all. When life is out of balance, stress is the result. But in an out of balance world, can we ever really find balance? Or is it a myth? Well, time and energy are our most precious resources. So we've asked our speaker for strategies on how to protect our time, our energy for what really matters. At the same time, reduce stress and stay calm. And as a result, find the balance in our lives. Our speaker is Marcelo Gimenez. Marcelo is a coach, consultant, and author in human development, leadership, teamwork, and communication. He is also the coordinator of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center and activities in Colombia. Marcelo is going to be sharing for the next 45 minutes, and then he'll do a short meditation. After that, you'll be able to put your questions to Marcelo. So put your questions in the question and answer link or the chat, and I'll have a look at them and put them to Marcelo on your behalf. Marcelo, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Artie. Thank you, everyone who is there. I hope you are okay. First of all, I hope you are taking care of yourself a lot. I'm not going to talk about self-care. However, the topic is all has all self-care in it because that's probably super important. So I'd like to just tell you, take care of yourself very well. Self-care is three things. You need to investigate first what it is for you. Okay, so that's the first thing. The definition of self-care is quite open. So try it, but for you, whatever applies to your life. Second thing is to take care of the physical part, your body, your house, your clothes, your job. And the third thing, which is probably the most important, take care of your mind and of that beautiful, beautiful energy that you are. But I'm not going to talk about that. So I'm going to focus on balance, but especially in three different types of balance. So the first type of balance is a balance that we, especially we from the West, Western people, we are used to and we love it. We really love it, which is a balance by compensation, you know? So you work very hard, then you take on holidays and you disappear from your job. You don't know anything about your job. You're not even employed anymore. It's like you go away. I don't know English people. Where do they go? Um, France? Well, now with the problems of visa, so you have to just roam around the UK itself. Anyway, so I mean, that's a compensation. Because the question I would do is, why did you work that hard then, that you had to go to a holiday in which you are going to spend so much money? You're going to get tired, and everybody goes on holiday at the same time. So you're going to lose your bag on the trip. You're going to face lots of challenges, lots of problems. So why do you have to work too hard? But that's the compensation balance, and we have been living like that. I have been living like that, and I'm sure you too. So you ate something that you shouldn't eat, so you skip a meal to compensate, or you forgot someone's birthday, so you go to their place and you hug them, so you compensate. Uh, so that means balance has a taste of you didn't do, so you do it now. You do it in a different way. So we are always trying to compensate, compensate, compensate. Um, but then there is the second type of balance, and I call it a dynamic balance. So, for instance, my heart is working right now. My heart doesn't stop working because my lungs are working. Okay. In fact, they are all working at the same time. There is no really compensation in that. There are some things, yeah, that work there, but they all work at the same time. They all working in some type of harmony. Or using another example, when you walk on the street, so you are walking, so your 2 feet are there, so then your right feet goes up. So for some time you are disbalanced, unbalanced. Then your right feet goes down, and then is the chance for the next foot, and so on. And you move like that. So it's not a compensation, it's not static. It's a balancing, you know. Uh, so dynamic is balance. It's real balance. So you are working every day. Why do you work so hard? You could you could take sometimes here and then and just to stop for 1 minute. Or right now, she forgot to tell you, but I'm a seer. So I can see that you are checking something there in your cell phone, yeah, mobile phone. I know that you are talking with someone else there. Ah, I see. And because you are British, you are drinking tea. Uh, Stop that. Just focus here. And focus is something extremely important so that the dynamic balance works in our lives. It's not intuitive, but it's natural. It's the way that we move and we walk and we talk to other people. It's the way that we work and we live in family. We are always in balance. Balance is always there. And that's the best way to protect our energy. So instead of taking a long holiday, and of course go for a holiday, no problem, but instead of depending on that holiday so that you can rest, why don't you rest today? Today's Friday, okay. Monday. So just rest a little bit. Just take 1 minute here, 2 minutes there, 3 minutes there. So I tell you one thing. Many, 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 many years ago, I was very, very stressed. Yeah. I was in a quite unbalanced situation. I developed one or two problems with my health because of those. Because that's what unbalancing, uh, uh, that's the effect of being imbalanced in your life. One of the effects. The other one can be relationships, divorces, etc. So there was a class that came at that time. I remember that class so well, so well. It was very spiritual class, beautiful. But the essence that I want to share was just like that. Instead of just jumping to action, take some time off. You don't need half an hour off. For some people, to stop working for half an hour, it's impossible. Yes, they go and drink coffee for half an hour with another coworker. Yeah, they do that. But to stop and just go within, just connect to your own self. If you believe, connect with God. Just 1 minute, 2 minutes, here and there. And the class was telling us that if you do that, in fact, you will be saving 1 hour, or something that would take 3 hours, it would just last 1 hour because you're focusing, focusing, focusing. You are just concentrating more and more. And because of that concentration, you will then end up the day not so tired. And the months you won't be that tired. And when you come to holiday, you think vacation, you think, well, I'm not that tired really. I'm okay. So I can take a holiday or vacation to help other people, yeah, to be with other people, or to enjoy some different landscape, to learn about another culture, to really be something. But I won't need that. I won't depend of that on that. And that class helped me so much to fix my balance problem because I understood that my energy, all that precious things that we have, it's so precious, so extremely valuable, and we have to really protect it very well. So you can do that little exercise. You can fix a time, let's say 10 a.m. And at 10 a.m., you just stop for 1 minute, whatever you are doing, and just relax. Just you can read something valuable, you can do a 1 minute meditation, but by disconnecting from whatever you are doing, you'll be focusing more. You'll be able to really understand things in a better way. So that's my first suggestion for dynamic balance. So don't try to compensate. It is impossible to compensate, in fact. I remember when I used to work in an office for many, many years. I don't work in an office. I'm a business consultant, a coach, and I'm independent coach. So that means I'm all the time I'm jobless. I don't go. I'm not staying in an office. But for many years I was in an office, and I remember these people. They used to come from holiday or vacation. I always forget how Americans say or how British saying. So please forgive me if I'm using the wrong word. But I remember, these people they used to come from their long rest, and they were so bright. They're tan. They were tanned. They were full of energy. But after not even 3 days, they lost everything. And of course, after 1 month, they will have to pay everything they spend there. And I used to think, why? Why then? Why to go into all that bothering? Why to really lose and waste your energy trying to recover it? It's not logical. It's not emotional, really fruitful. It's not good. It's not good for your health either. But if when every day you do something valuable. So I know some people in Colombia, they are more balanced than my original country, Brazil. And I see people they come from holiday, they don't come with that brightness, and they don't like to tan also their skin, but they are, after 1 month, after 2 months, they still have that energy of the holiday. It's still there. Because every day they take their time. Every day they do something special. And if I go to India, the examples are even more extreme. I remember this friend of mine, doctor, his wife was also a doctor, and I stayed with them in their home for many years. I went there to stay with them like 1 week even. And I remember very well, he was an amazing example for me because every day, every time I look at him, he was smiling. But that guy was working 7 days a week, yeah, and he used to leave early from his home and but and come late at the end of the day from his clinic. But the trick was the recharging, you know. First of all, he was living just 2 blocks away from his clinic, so he used to walk there. We used to walk together because I always had to go there. And second thing, he used to come, of course, for lunch, nap, la siesta. So he used to rest after lunch, and then he used to go to work and then come back again. So yes, it was a machine. He was working and working and working, working all the time. But he was joyful, smiling, he was happy because he was in this dynamic balance. And that's the best way to live in the world today. But there is a dimension of the dynamic balance that probably the third type of balance will work better. But I would talk a little more about the dynamic balance, sorry, in terms of your mind, your thoughts, your emotions. Again, we try to compensate. So if you feel sad, you go and look for something joyful, right? No. That's one area in which we don't go normally. We don't look for the static balance, which is the first one. But we are also not good in doing the dynamic balance in terms of our mind. So if I'm worried of something, with something, so I'll look for there in Google or somewhere, or ChatGPT, it's a good friend, and then you get even more worried because those things will give you more wood to the fire of worry. So you'll be even worse. Or if you are sad, at least that's the custom here in Latin America, you know when someone is very sad because they start listening to very sad songs. So you are sad and you look for sad songs. So the dynamic balance doesn't work inside. Yeah, it doesn't. Maybe with some people, I suppose, but most people don't. So you have to work inside yourself in a different way in terms of this type of dynamic balance. It's similar to the physical one. So if you have worry, so if you are worrying about something, so for one moment you can do three things. So first thing is you can just for one moment just disconnect yourself from that. You can do that by talking with someone else about another subject. You can do that from, reading a special class, a spiritual class, reading something positive, feeding yourself with positive things. So that's the first thing you can do because by disconnecting, even so it's very little, and the worry will come back, you recharge yourself a little bit. So when the worry comes back, it is possible that you don't get affected so much. The second thing you can do is is more in relation to express whatever is inside. Right. Because if you talk to other people, sometimes it doesn't work. But if you write that, or you can record a video like this one. So in this way, that will be recorded, whatever is in your mind, whatever is in your emotions. You are trying to express that, and by doing that, by journaling or recording the video, you'll be able to have some clarity about the subject. So that's more from the third type of balance, but it also works like in this area of dynamic balance. And the third thing, which is probably the best, do something good for other people. Go there, do something good. There is this example here in Colombia. It was many, many years ago. They start to take people uh, who did something bad in traffic driving. So they took them to a place where they used to serve food for very poor people, very vulnerable people, especially children. So these people, they were very high, good class, and so they were, very elegant because they had to go to work after that. They used to go there and they had to do some duty. They used to serve, they used to cook, or they used to do something for a few weeks, not much, like 6 weeks or 2 months. But some of them, they never left that place because by being a volunteer, doing action, your mind necessarily will go into that action. And your problem will look so small compared to whatever problem you see around you that automatically you reach some type of dynamic balance. So that's my suggestion. Now let's go to the third type of balance. And if I was in another environment in terms of lecture, I would call it a quantum balance. But I won't use that name. I prefer is just a spiritual balance. And spirituality works in a very different way in terms of reaching balance. Sometimes it's not the time frame. So I'll tell some stories, and with those stories, I think that you can understand it better. I hope. First story is about a Buddhist monk. You can read that story in a very nice book called Nine Lives. It's something like that. It's not, I'm very bad with names. Sorry. Names of books, authors, I'm horrible. But I know it's Nine Lives, Nine Spiritual Lives, or something like that. But it's very good. And it's worth written by an English writer who lives in near Delhi. And he tells one of the nine lives is about this Buddhist monk who was there when the Dalai Lama escaped from the Tibet. He was one of the soldiers going with the Dalai Lama, and when he reached India to have the visa and to live in India, the only way he saw it was to enlist and be a soldier there in India. So he fought two wars to get his residence. Um, and he was so crushed internally, unbalanced, totally, because he fought a war which is bad, but also it was a war that didn't have anything to do with him at all. Eventually, he just gave up of that life, monastic life. He started to live just like another guy. But one day he was curious, so he went to Dharamshala. He saw things there. He saw an opportunity of business, and he started to do business. And slowly, so that's the beauty about the balance in terms of spirituality. Slowly, he started to recover his balance. He started to recover those beautiful memories, that beautiful feeling of being in that religion, in that dharma, as they say. And one day he was again a monk, but there was something missing, and he hated the people that invaded the land where he was. So he went to a restaurant And the restaurant was owned by someone from that part, someone who was national from that area that invaded him. And he wanted to eat a typical dish from them. And he talked with the lady who was the owner of the restaurant. And that was his way to recover fully balance in life. So sometimes, if you feel unbalanced internally, particularly, but also externally, I have seen so many people, and just give time a chance and just wait. The second case was a friend of mine. One of my big worries was always money. I don't know. I think my pockets they have some hole. There is no money ever, you know. It's still like that. But I don't worry anymore and I move around. But that time I had so many worries about money. So I met this guy, a wonderful person. And he had a very good job, a very good profession, and he was totally detached from money. He was an example for me. He used to work just for the money he needed, you know, and he had some extra money, but it was not about the money itself. And that's the first thing I learned from him. It was his detachment from that money. But you know, it's very easy to be detached of money when you don't have too much money. And it happened that he entered into another job and lots of money started to come to him. And there when things got difficult because he saw lots of money in his hand. What to do now? So all the theories he had, they didn't work when he did have money. And one day he disconnected himself from the most important thing he had, his spiritual life. So the lesson here is that the only way for him to recover that balance was to step back. He quit his job and he started working something he really enjoyed. And slowly, little by little, he started to reconnect with his spirituality. So the second story is about people who also got to disconnect from that spiritual life for something they didn't expect they had inside them. So just instead of giving time to that, what he did was building a new life. So he didn't go to the same spiritual path. He really quit. He quit his job, he quit his spiritual path, but he went to another spiritual path. And that spiritual path worked. So that was something beautiful. The third thing is in terms of daily life. Um, so you know, I every day I wake up very early in the morning. I meditate. I prepare myself for a class that I have every day. I listen to that class, and the rest of the day, I work. I work a lot, but not to the exhaustion, but I work a lot. So one problem I had, especially after the pandemic and during the pandemic too, is that I didn't know how to manage my time. So I try many techniques. I really try to balance myself in many different ways. But eventually, I let the spirituality come in my life. And one of the things I used to do was separate my voluntary work with the Brahma Kumaris, which is spiritual work, with my professional work as a coach and as a business consultant. So I used to separate both. Then I realized that I'm just one person. I'm not two split personality things. And so I took over again my life, but in a different way. So I don't discern anymore, oh, this is spiritual, this is physical, this is my life. And my life is a gift to people like you, is a gift to the world, is a gift to God. And that was a very important realization for me. And that's why I call it a quantum balance, because it was not in the physical, visible level, and not even I could feel it. And again, it took time. The spiritual balance takes time, years until I feel that, oh, things are working now. I'm finished all my tasks and everything's okay. I don't get stressed. And that's very nice. That's wonderful. So, because it takes time, so sometimes you can say, oh, I cannot balance that if I have some sickness. And that sickness comes from my life, which is unbalanced. So I'll give you a fourth story. I have a very good friend in Colombia. If he's not the best doctor we have here in Colombia is quite famous in terms of health. Many people from the Caribbean come to Colombia, United States, they come to Colombia for treatment too. Um, so if he's not the best doctor, he's one of the best. And really, he's the doctor of the president, the ministers. For many years, I've been in this country. And also the normal people, the common people that go there. He treats all of them in the same level. He treats all of them in the same way. And it's interesting to know a few things about him and how he gets balanced life. Because again, his smile is there. And it's not easy to find a doctor smiling nowadays. But he is an example in terms of always smiling, always joyful, always happy to see you, whoever you are. Doesn't matter who you are, really. And and I start to observe him a lot because I went through many treatments with him. They worked a lot, very well. In fact, very well. I was surprised. I did a checkup in India now, and I'm much better than last year, like 80% better. Um, okay, three times better, I think, two times better. Okay, I'm bad in math now. Anyway, so and I start to observe him. And what I realize is that his technique is a quite spiritual one. So he roams around all the places, like most of the doctors. So he goes around all the place. But I saw him when he goes there and he's with you. He is with you. And except if there is a football match, then you have a hard competition there. But if there is no football match at that moment, he's just with you. That moment. So I also start to apply that in my life. If I'm here with you guys, I am with you. I'd love to be there in London. I love London. I really love. I'm sure that some life I was there for many years, and it's really, really one of the best places. I know it's incredible, but it doesn't matter. Even so, I'm in a room and I could have been playing here, some Sudoku or doing other thing, Mahjong. I love Mahjong, but I'm here. I am with you. At this moment, you are the only ones in my life. That I don't have anything else. My lunch is there, and I know I'm aware. I'm aware. And I'm aware that my health is not good today also. It's not good. I'm not feeling that good. That happens a lot, but doesn't matter. I'm with you guys. And when I finish with you, just like my friend Santiago, when he finishes with you, you don't exist. So he goes to another patient, but he knows you were there. So it's not ignoring, it's changing the focus. And that's a key part of this type of balance, the quantum balance. You have to focus. You must focus. Because otherwise, in our world, we are trying to do like five, six, seven things at the same time, and they don't work. Neuroscience has proved once, twice, three times, even more, that multitasking is a myth. It's bad for your health. But if you focus a lot in one thing, and then you go to another thing, I go and drink water. And at the time I'm drinking water, that's the only thing I'm doing. You don't exist. A little dramatic, I know, but you understand what I'm meaning. When I'm doing something, when I do another thing, that's the only thing I'm really, really doing. Because then all the spiritual energy is flowing there. Physical energy also, but the physical energy necessarily will be spread. There is no other way. I'm aware of the food there, and I'm aware of this, and I'm aware of my health. But the spiritual energy is here. So I'm here. And that's not a so difficult exercise for you. Today, do that. In this last few hours of your night there, I still have half a day in front, but the next few hours, just focus. Every time you are doing something, focus on that. Then you have to do something else. Unfocus and focus. And what you are going to start feeling is this joy. Ah, you are doing this, you are doing that, and it's wonderful. So for the past 2 weeks, I take breakfast very early also. So when I'm working, people are taking breakfast here. So I come out and I greet them. I make some things. One person here, she got a fake news. So I said that's fake. So be careful about that. So when I'm here with them, I'm only with them. My work there is waiting, and I don't bother. I'm just with them. When I go there, they don't exist. That's the only thing that's there. So try it. So these are the three types of balance. I think I have to finish. I'm about to have to finish now, right? So these are the three types of balance you can do. The static balance, I don't recommend. Compensation, but I know some people will do. Some people, and yes, if you are in a diet and you eat a whole pizza yourself, so yeah, one day of fasting can work out. The second type of balance is very good, is dynamic balance. Do it a lot, work on that. And the third type of balance is the one I recommended, the quantum balance, the spiritual balance. Let your spirituality, let the soul that you are be present in everything you do. And everything we do will look much lighter, will look much more beautiful, and will look much more interesting, even. Okay? Okay, I hope that's okay. So back to you there, Artie, or
Would you take
whoever
us through a
there.
meditation first?
Okay, so let's do some meditation. But again, I'm a seer, you know, remember that. So I can see you working there with your, why are you responding this person WhatsApp? What are you doing? Come on, just leave it. Just leave it. Just, okay, just pulse one button and you dark screen, that's better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So just relax from everything else. Just let go of everything else. And for one moment, just focus here and just feel the energy you are, the energy I am. Just feel the power, that beautiful power from the soul you are flowing. Experience life as a beautiful, wonderful thing. Experience life as something amazing, adventurous, challenging, and experience that you are now balanced because you are that energy. Just like your body works in harmony, right now, just let your mind works in harmony with the rest of the being you are. Your mind producing thoughts, emotions, feelings. That part of you that takes decisions, that part which is aware, those memories, those beautiful and not so beautiful memories that you have. Just feel the energy of the self flowing through you, balancing all your thoughts. You are in a perfect place. You are in a perfect situation right now. You're just light. That's it. And with that spiritual energy, go for work, talk to your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy nature. Just walk around and focus and leave that moment, leave that situation. Just feel that I am here and I'm just here. There are these things happening, yes. You know it. You know someone is about to call you. You know that this walk, I can't forget to buy that thing I need. But but I'm walking. I'm here. I'm now. So let me just feel that powerful energy flowing through me, just flowing, subtle and yet very strong. Just feel it and enjoy your life. A life of balance, a life of energy. Just enjoy who you are, whatever situation you are. Okay, you can take a deep breath. You can move the hands, but don't go into the WhatsApp right now, please. Just move your hands, move your body a little bit, and let's come back here in this beautiful evening for you.
Thank you, Marcelo. Um,
Thank you.
I like how you broke it up. I hadn't thought about having balance in this way, and it's something I know I'm going to go away and explore for myself. So thank you very much. My first question is this. Um, what you're saying seems possible if you don't feel overwhelmed and stressed. So, how do you go from being overwhelmed and stressed to a place where you can start practicing these balances you're talking about?
Okay. Well, I think that will depend on the situation. Some people they are overwhelmed or stressed because they have too many things in their plate. So I think the first thing is to delegate, to just give away some things, stop doing a few things, and that will make things a little lighter. Then you can go for balance. Okay. Um, but the third type of balance, I have seen some spiritual leaders, and you know them as much maybe better than me. And one thing I saw in them is that they have that spiritual balance. Whenever they are someplace, they are there and they belong to those people, they belong to that situation and to that place. As soon as they finish, they go. So, even so, there is the chance of being overwhelmed or stressed. They don't get it. They don't get that. So I remember Daddy Junkie, who was in London, and I was with her for 2 weeks there in the UK. And I remember I was looking at her schedule, and just looking at the schedule, I got tired. And she had lots of energy. She was much, much older than me. And she had lots of energy. I was, oh my God, what's that? Because every time she was at one place, she was in that place. She didn't think about whatever else she has to think. So these are my two solutions. First of all, try to give away, stop doing many things, and so diminish your load. Then you can go and look for balance, or you learn the third type of balance and you start to apply in your life very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, Next question. You spoke about being focused. And my question to you is, how do you increase your ability to focus when your mind just seems to go in all sorts of directions?
Yeah, well, that was my case. Mm. Um, in my case, meditation worked. Why? Because when I meditate, I work with my mind so that my mind is concentrated upon something. And I really don't know another way. I know the theory, and I know there are many ways that you can focus or you can teach your mind. And if someone is interested, you can research about neuroscience. There are many techniques they can use, but meditation is quite useful. Because for some time you are meditating, you are educating your mind to be focused. I took many years for that to work. Again, the spiritual balance takes time. But eventually it worked. And nowadays I'm not perfect, but I know that I'm quite a focused person. I really don't have problems with concentrating with something.
Interesting. Thank you. Here's another question on focus that's come through. How do you stay present and focus on being in the now if you are not in a nice environment? I always withdraw when I'm in those types of situations.
Yeah, well, I didn't mention about the to be in the now much because I know there are some lines of work of thought about that, and it's not so easy to be in the now if you are living a situation that's not nice, things are not good. Um, I had a very bad experience of traveling and not long ago, 1 year and something, and or I was in a standby flight, and the flight, I couldn't get a flight for 3 different nights. So it's not easy. It's not easy. But what you can do is instead of letting your mind just wander around, to whatever place that your mind wants to go, do something productive with your mind. So let's say if the not nice environment that you are is your job, which I think it's most of the cases nowadays. Okay, so what's the productive way you can do? You can start thinking about maybe I need a training in AI. So let me think about how to get the training in AI. Or if you are stressed because there is a very bad situation in your family, you can start to think about, well, I can go and talk with a friend of mine. Even so, you cannot do now. And my proposal is whenever you are working with that productive things, have something to write, a piece of paper, and a pen, and just write whatever ideas come to you. Put in your pocket. And when you have time, look at it, you know, look at them and just check that. That works quite well, that works quite well. So I didn't delve into my suffering, when I was going through that bad experience. But I was being productive. I was thinking about what to do. I went to a different part of Delhi. I never ever thought I would know that. Um, so I try to use it in a better way. Okay?
Okay. For questions are coming in fast and furious now, so let me try and get as many as I can. Um, Question is, when you are living in a society which can make you very independent and individualistic, how do you identify when you are imbalanced?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a very, very good question. I was just I have a blog and I have a vlog also. Nobody uses that word, but I have a vlog which is quite active. So I was writing about the difference between loneliness and solitude. Um, and I think if you are individualist, so you should ask yourself, am I feeling lonely or am I in solitude? And they are very different things, very different. And I tell you, if you are experiencing solitude, you'll be in balance. You'll be balanced a lot because solitude comes from a voluntary will of withdrawing. I'm not withdrawing because people are bad, they're noisy, dogs are better, or well, UK cats are better. But I'm withdrawing because I want to reflect, I want to do something for myself. Otherwise, all the rest is loneliness. And many people, they are very lonely, they don't even know they are lonely. because they think they are independent, but in fact, they are lonely. So go out there, extend a hand, build a bridge with other people, try voluntarism. You know, voluntarism, uh, being a volunteer is quite a nice way of being independent, being yourself, but get in touch with other people. Um, do something about that. If you are in solitude, naturally there will be balance, and balance will come.
Okay, I have two people asking about this in different ways. One is saying they have a very bad habit of daydreaming and not
Oh,
being able to be present or hear the message somebody is trying to give. And somebody else is saying they have they're trying to overcome a severe food addiction.
oh,
Their mind always goes to food, and it's difficult to be in the present and enjoy the moment or even listen to someone speaking. What's
oh.
your input?
Oh, well, there is a double thing here. First of all, for the second food addiction, I do recommend uh, a specialist, a professional that can guide you well. You know, it's not easy. I know a friend of mine who has food addiction. I don't even know how to tell her she has food addiction. She's always eating, all the time she's eating. Come on, okay? And she takes like three breakfasts every day. Uh, so yeah, I'm quite concerned about her, but I have to take care of my diet, so it's not being easy. I had some problem with that, so it's not easy. So go to a professional. It's not easy to tell someone or to manage that by yourself, and don't try to do it. Don't suffer. But that's one thing. But the second thing I could tell is what you can do right now. Okay. Um, the first question I relate a lot. So what I do is if someone is talking to me, I really turn to that person. Maybe I'm working, so I turn to that person, I look into their eyes, and then I go back working and I correspond with that person. That happened to me all the time, you know? Um, so that helps me avoiding daydreaming because I don't like the situation or the person. And if I am in a situation, I start to daydream, I always have something here in this object here that I can read or I can watch. So I always take that. I go and listen to a class, I do something with my time. I really try to avoid my mind to go wandering all over the place. In relation to food addiction, um, the best easy solution is to train yourself to eat other things. You know, I don't tell you to to eat broccoli. Really, I don't recommend that to anybody. But you can teach yourself to eat more healthy, but in a nice way. So I had a small situation that when I had to do a diet for my health, yeah, so I had to cut salt and a list of things I had to cut from my life. At the same time, four friends, I think 3 or 4 friends of mine, they decide to do a diet for their bodies because, I mean, they were obese. And and I saw their suffering. I really saw their suffering. I remember 2 friends of mine, they were sitting the same, we are sitting the same table, and I was eating the normal food they were serving, but they were eating special diet food. And I look at that diet food, it was so nice. I look at that and I said, wow, I could eat that very well. It's very, very nice, you know? But they looked suffering, you know? I could see the sadness in their faces. So when I had to do my diet, I realized that I have to eat less or better, depends on the case, but I have to eat it nice. So put some soy sauce, put some oregano, whatever you like that won't spoil the reason you are doing. So make that food in a better way. You like ice creams. You know, the best ice cream I have eaten was a banana ice cream. It's so easy. You just take a banana, you put in the fridge, and the fridge, I don't know, the
Freezer.
freezing. Yeah, the freezer. You put in the freezer and you leave it there like 6 hours, okay, or overnight. And then you go, you open it, you put in a grinder, and it's ice cream, and it's natural, 100%. It's very sweet, banana is sweet, and you can do with other fruit. So that's just a small example that you don't need to suffer, because if you suffer, what happened with my friends, they all lost weight and they all recovered the weight they lost. Yeah, that's the reality. So don't suffer. Don't suffer. Don't compensate. That's the bad way to do things. Okay? And I did a research on how to replace salt. I never saw myself as addicted to salt. Then I realized, yes, I liked salt too much. So I did the research and I create my own salt and I use that's my own salt and I use it every day for food. Because I know if I don't use that, my mind will start to, I need that food, I need the other food. So my mind starts to wander in that direction. Okay? I hope that works for you,
Thank you.
whoever it is.
Thank you so much. You brought quite a bit of light and hope into the whole topic. So thank you. It's been an absolute delight.